Good evening, everyone. Whenever I'm late to start an event, I always remind myself of our Lord. He was 4 days late, and Lazarus still came back to life. So, things will work out. So thank you, first of all, for being here this evening. And to start our program, just like we start every day here at Hustedde Catholic High School, I'd like to invite up Mr. Scott Ruppel for our invocation.
Please stand as we pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Let us pray. Good and gracious God, just as the passion and death of Jesus was followed by his resurrection, may our prayer tonight remind us that the work we have done and the rewards we shall receive are all gifts from you. We give glory, O God, for the work and effort of each day, for the sweat and tears of competition, for the goal that was attained, for the joy of winning, for the agony of defeat, for the pain of trying, for the failures experienced, and for the perseverance to try again. Faithful and loving God, through the life, death, and resurrection of your Son, Jesus, you have rewarded all of us with the gift of your glory. May the awards received this day always remind us of the reward that awaits us in heaven for our faithful and loving lives here on earth. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Scott Ruppel, Campus Minister of Hustedde Catholic High School. As we begin this evening, we have to have always that little disclaimer that maybe the tacos won't fit your tummy just right, or maybe the hamburgers won't agree with you. Well, maybe we've made one little error on here or two. We're very apologetic. We will fix it later. We will get it right. But before we do that, we need to really take just a second and say thank you to the wonderful woman who has spent over 40 years putting on this awards program for us. I told the students today, 40 years, over 40 years is longer than Moses wandered around in the desert. And when you think about that, this is such a monumental task, and this is only the half of it because we celebrated this afternoon the rest of the school. So Joan, would you please come up, and I just want to get a round of applause for you real quick. Tend to forget around here is the importance of our staff and all the work that Mary does around here. Mary Miller, Kevin Henke, Kevin Candler, our wonderful cooks, the office staff. So they do so much of the work around here to make this environment better for us. So I'd like a round of applause for them too, for all the work they've done. Now I'd like to call up Susan Mackin, who will start our program this evening with the special scholarship presentations.
Good evening. It's safe to say I will not make 40 years. This is my 17th year, and it's my 17th year of saying that this is my favorite night of the school year. Our first presentation is going to be American Legion Post 747, Mr. Clyde Heller. Many of the scholarships have already been presented, though I think I still have a few surprises this evening. But once you have received your notification, if you would move over to the side to have your picture taken. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Clyde Heller.
proud to be able to award two $1,000 scholarships. The recipients are Abby Roman and Isabella Purcell.
Our next scholarship recipient is Sydney Wally for the Craig Range Foundation Scholarship. The next scholarship, the Monroe County Rotary 4-Way Test, is presented to Ms. Noah Radikowski. Noah, go have your picture taken. The Waterloo Optimist Club scholarship goes to Isabella Purcell. We have two recipients to the Ladies Auxiliary of the Turner Gymnastic Association, Emma Schmidt and Jack Whiteman. The Monroe County Licensed Beverage Association is presented to Abby Groman, who could not attend this evening. And with that, I'd like to introduce Trevor Davis for the Waterloo Lions Club.
I know there's a lot of other awards and scholarships to give, so I'll be short. On behalf of the Waterloo Lions Club, the Lions Scholarship is awarded to Isabella Purcell.
The recipient for the Waterloo Odd Fellows is Caden Augustine. And the next, the St. Clement Community Foundation Scholarship is presented to Sydney Wally. And it should be noted that Sydney also received a full ride to the University of Tulsa, where she will be majoring in pediatric nursing. And for our final scholarship, the State Bank of Waterloo, I'd like to introduce Sydney Whiteman.
First and second place winners of the 2023 State Bank CBAI Scholarship. In first place, earning $1,500 per academic school year for 4 years is Isabella Purcell. In second place, earning a $1,000 scholarship, is Aiden Murphy.
We'd like to thank all our local community organizations for all the scholarships they provide to help our students get through college. Next up is Fine Arts. I'd like to call to the microphone Mrs. Liz Lasagna.
Sorry, I got a lot of stuff. Sorry. I want to preface before I start that all of the art awards this year were informed and influenced by Diane Corzine, who acted as a consultant for me since I so recently transferred to the role of art teacher. So our first award this evening is for Most Improved Art Award. And we have 7 seniors who are graduating, 7 advanced art 4 seniors, and it was incredibly hard to choose just a handful of these. I want you to know that you're all amazing. Our Most Improved Award is given to a senior artist who has taken 4 years of art and has honed and improved their talent into something truly deserving of being an advanced artist. This student was recommended not only by Mrs. Corzine, but they came instantly to my mind as well. Even over the past 2 years, I've watched as he has developed an eye for what looks good, for what he needs to do to create a truly excellent finished composition, and I'm going to miss him a ton, as well as his methodical attention to detail in his pieces. You should go check them out in the lobby. The Most Improved Artist Award goes to Aiden Murphy. Our second art award is for Most Creative Art Student. Our Most Creative Art Award goes to a senior that immediately not only has what I would say an identifiable style, an incredibly developed style for somebody who's just in high school, but puts a piece of her personality into every single piece she creates. From tiny little gnome houses, to steampunk animals, to a chair that she envisioned into this amazing dripping cathedral. Her creativity is wonderful to watch. And so the Most Creative Art Award goes to Reagan Gertison. Our Art Service Award is given to a student who is enrolled in art that has gone above and beyond helping and volunteering in the classroom, most often not asked, as in this student. This young lady, she has scrubbed and cleaned my ceramics room multiple times of her own free time. She has helped organize my room. She's even volunteered on her own to just spend a Sunday at our spring open house in the art room creating art so that people could see what went on here. And I'm so happy to present this to Miss Sophia Schutty. The Nikki Rocks Art Scholarship. We have an angel that walks among us. Her name is Nikki. She's asking not so much that we remember her, but to remember the essence of her loving kindness, her infectious laughter, her warm smile, her out-of-this-world craziness, her eagerness to see the good in others, her willingness to lend a helping hand and listen with an open mind, her spirit of generosity to others in the world. Nikki loved art. She had a great talent for it and was just beginning to develop her own style as an artist. To honor that essence of Nikki, that loved art, Nikki's family and friends established the Nikki Rats Art Scholarship Fund. So each year, one sophomore who is currently taking art and maintaining a 3.0 GPA, will be awarded an art scholarship to Jabot High School. This student will be selected for his or her academic achievements and talent in art. Nikki, a sophomore at Jabot High School, was tragically killed on her way home from school in a car accident on March 7th, 2003. Our recipient of the Nikki Rotz Award is who I call my reluctant artist. She was hemming and hawing on whether she was going to take drawing too, but I am so happy she did. She not only has a natural talent for drawing, but she is not afraid to ask advice and seek out help. In fact, one of her pieces won an art award at Art du Jour this year, and I'm so happy she's still in art. And this year's recipient of the Nikki Rotz Art Scholarship is Miss Claire Barber. Normally we recognize our four-year senior artists at the spring band concert, but we kind of had to shuffle things around this year. And so to my 7 senior artists, even though I've had you for maybe 1 academic year total in the time that I've had you, I've enjoyed being your art, sorry, I'm crying now. I've enjoyed being your art teacher so much. Every one of you has been so much fun to teach, and I'm happy to remember you as my first graduating senior artist with my new position here at Jabot. I wish you the best of luck in your futures. I know you're all going on to wonderful things. And if nobody has stopped to take a look at it, I really do encourage you to take a look at their pieces. What you see out there is only a small fraction of what they've done over the last 4 years. So if all of you would come forward when I call your name, I have a token of my appreciation for your hard work and just general awesomeness that I made for each of you. And when I call your name, if your parent or parents are here, if you would just stand as well for supporting the fine arts at Jabot, I would really appreciate it. All of our senior art information can be found on the back of the programs. So, Aiden Murphy. Reagan Gertison. Lauren Eichholz. Sydney Wally. Maria Bisk. Okay, I have one last award tonight. It is a new tradition I'm introducing, and it is a surprise for some of you here. This past December, as I think a lot of you know, Diane Corzine, or as I still call her, Bev, retired from a career at Jabot spanning 43 and a half years, which I think I've reminded her about 100 times is as long as I've been alive. Diane, you were my art teacher. You've been my mentor, you've been my colleague, you have become my friend, and I'm so honored over the amazing strong art program that you have established at Jabot. You are an institution, an absolute institution. And as such, we've decided to create an annual award with your name on it. That's right, Bev, you get a plaque with your picture on it. So we are calling it the Diane Corzine Excellence in Art Award, and it will be given to a graduating four-year art students who best exemplifies not only your talent for art, but your passion and commitment to the fine arts at Jabot. You unknowingly helped me pick our first recipient, or rather recipients this year. If you remember, we were talking on the phone and we couldn't choose between just one senior for the top award. So we decided for this year that we were going to split it into two categories, a 3D category and a 2D category. And I think it's only fitting, Diane, if you'd like to, if you could come up here and help me present your award for the very first time to our two winners. this lovely plaque off. It says, recognizing 43 years as GCHS's beloved art teacher who inspired with her humor and expertise, taught an appreciation for the value and beauty of art, challenged the imagination, and encouraged the discovery of self. The recipient of this award, reflects Mrs. Corzine's exemplary skills, fiery passion, and her steadfast dedication as an artist. We could not choose just one senior. So our first DCAA award, as I'm calling it, recipient, is the only senior who has taken all 4 years of 2D courses, the regular studio courses, but also all 4 semesters of the ceramics courses that we offer here at Jabot. Her work is so extensive and her natural talent in clay is so apparent that it would be a crime not to recognize her effort in it. She is literally the fastest ceramic student I've ever had in my career. She will churn out works in a day, less than a day, in a mod. Just bam, bam, bam. She keeps and they're good. They're good too. They're beautiful. She has been a joy to teach, a joy to have in class. I'm going to miss her propensity for no-nonsense advice giving towards our beginning ceramic students as well. She is wonderful, and our first recipient in 3D art of the Diane Corzine Excellence in Art Award is Maria Biss. And our second co-winner for the DCEA award is for 2D art. This student is an amazing artist. She's not afraid to try new things. She's not afraid to repeat methods that she's learned in the past. She's won multiple awards for her work. Not only is she an amazing painter and worker of other 2D media, you should check out her colored pencil pieces in the lobby, but she always has a smile on her face. She works hard. She seems to really enjoy art. She's been wonderful to teach. She shows me funny videos. I just adore her, and our final recipient for 2D art is Miss Sydney Wally.
Our next presentation in the Fine Arts Department is Theater Awards. And I'm very proud and happy and pleased to introduce to you star of stage, screen, and television, that's all true, Mary Beth Scher Babcock.
I thought I would start out this evening, and I'm going to steal a page from Liz's book. I'm starting with the Senior Theater Awards, and so when I announce your name, and I'm gonna go through them quick, so everybody will come up at once if that's okay. But parents, please do stand up. Theater is a full-body sport. It takes between 100 and 150 hours to put on a play, and we do that 3 times a year here. And I say between 100 and 150 because a musical, of course, you add the singing and the dancing, so it gets exponentially longer. These people, my seniors in theater, have been doing this, most of them for all 4 years, but it's an intense activity, and I want to recognize them and say thank you for their years of service. So in alphabetical order, our senior awards are Maria Bisk, Jacob Dorr, you can clap for it, Laura Nichols, Caroline Behringer, Theater Awards, and I'm going to start with Outstanding, sorry, I'm scrolling. Outstanding Technician. I always say about technical theater, I can do it all, but I don't want to. So up there, lights are focused for Freaky Friday, and somebody has to get up there and do that. So I've had, lucky for me, the same people that the school has had doing so many technical things have also been helping out in theater. This guy has the best technical theater attitude. Long time ago, I met a guy when I first moved back to Columbia, and I always thought of him as Zen in the Holy Spirit, because the attitude is cool as a cucumber, will do anything you need with the best attitude. So the Outstanding Technical Theater Award goes to Jacob Dorr. The next Technical Theater Award is for Stage Management. Stage management is probably really misunderstood by most folks out there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you all probably think of a stage manager as someone who stands at the edge of the stage and yells lines at people when they forget them, which if you've seen any theater production, you know that does not go on at all. If they forget what they're supposed to do, they're going to make it up right there and get through it. There's nobody shouting lines at them. But the stage manager does run the show. In a real deal professional theater production, the stage manager does what is called calling the show, which means that he or she is sitting in a box with a headset on saying, go Q1, telling when the lights when to go, the sound when to go, everybody when to go, people to move the scenery around. The way we do stage management at Chabot is I sit on my butt back there and that person runs the show. In professional theater, once you get to the tech week, the director is out and the stage manager is on. And they have to be a person who isn't afraid to kindly tell everyone what they need to be doing. A person who commands respect, a person who gets that, a person who treats everyone with just, I can't use this word enough, it's so important to me, a mountain of kindness, and that person is Allison Stark. We're on to the acting awards. This first award is for Best Comedic Actress. I love people who make me laugh. I honestly think it's the thing I like most to laugh. It cures a multitude of ills. It's probably the most important thing in a person. That was, I'm trying to remember who said that, and I didn't write that down. But it's a quote that I love, and I think is true. Laughter is certainly the best medicine, and it's really, really hard to be a good comedic actress. Timing is hard. It's inexplicable to people. It's hard. It's hard to teach. It's hard to learn. It's hard to do. Our best comedic actress is Maria Bisk. The next award, acting award, is Best Actress. To be a Best Actress, you have to have an ability to take direction, the ability to be still, the ability to listen and to respond, and what is most important, in my opinion, in acting is make it look like the first time. And in order to do all that, and when you do it well, other people think it's really easy. And then once you try it a time or two, you find out it's not so easy to make it look like this is happening to you for the first time. This person is an excellent actress, Lauren Eichholz. The next award is called the Triple Threat. If you don't know what a triple threat is, it means that you can sing, dance, and act. And while that doesn't sound too tricky, just to say you can sing, dance, and act, it's pretty darn tricky. In fact, I've never given out this award before. I've never taught what I consider to be a true triple threat ever. In order to get there, all of these disciplines in and of themselves are a challenge. I know that y'all sing in the shower, but does anybody want to hear you sing in the shower? You know, they don't want to hear me, truthfully. But the dancing part of that is always what trips people up, because to become a dancer who's truly got it all going on, you have to start when you're about 3. And then you have to work hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. So many hours that this person is not here tonight. The Triple Threat Award goes to Caroline Garinger, who's at the Muni right now. Next award is the Most Valuable Player. This is a hard worker with a positive attitude, especially a good attitude in an atmosphere of adversity sometimes. And when I hinted at it before, I mean it so intensely. I think anyone who's ever done theater with me knows that even though my face isn't what you'd see in the dictionary next to kindness necessarily, that's how we put our feet forward, with kindness. So this person is our most valuable player for so many reasons. He shows up, always willing to do what needs to be done. Stephen Jones. Several years ago, I'm going to say about 10, our then principal Russ Hart asked me if I would teach an improv class, and I couldn't have been more excited about that. I don't know if he knew it, but improv, I would say if I had to pin down an area of my expertise, improv is it. And I don't think he really knew that, but it is. To improvise is to say yes to things. That is our one and only rule in improvisation. You are offered something, you say yes to it, and you run. Thereby making the audience think that you and your partner are a genius for thinking the same thing. You didn't think the same thing, you agreed to it. Somebody made an offering and you agreed to it. And if any of you have ever sat around a boardroom, you know how difficult it is to agree to things that people say. It's hard, but in improv comes an explosion of creativity. It also gives you extraordinary life skills, teaches you how to think on your feet, how to be able to stand up here like I'm standing up here right now and not just completely lose your mind, that it isn't all written down. And then the way we do improv at Jabot is with a bent on comedy. So not only do you have to do all that stuff, but you have to be funny doing it. This year's outstanding improviser is Hope Pullman. And finally, in complete improvised fashion, some teachers noticed that at the back of the auditorium is Kathy and Crystal Scholes. I don't know if I'm imparting this information to you, but we lost Peyton, their Peyton, this year. and he was an integral part of theater at Jabot. And they're sitting back there most probably because they support this place 100%, and they support the theater that goes on here. They always show up.
Achievement. This year's recipient is a 4-year member of chorus, concert band, liturgical music, and the Hawkapellas. She also sang a solo at the annual solo and ensemble contest all 4 years, and always received high marks. She has been such a wonderful part of our music program. I don't even know where to begin. She has a love of music that exceeds just about every student I have ever taught. She comes from a long line of musicians in her family, so I'm pretty sure music is in her blood. I'll never forget how excited she was to join our music program her freshman year. Our band plays almost 60 different pep band songs, and her mom told me that she downloaded most of those songs on her phone so she could get more familiar with them. As a band director, that was music to my ears. See what I did there? I think my favorite thing about her is that she can play around 20 different musical instruments. No, that's not a typo on my notes. I did say 20 different instruments. She is an extremely good singer and has been a leader since she first stepped foot in the door. If I were to sum up what I think of her in one word, the word that comes to mind is amazing. She has an outgoing personality. She is super talented. She faces adversity head on, and she has inspired me in more ways than one. She is simply amazing. She plans to major in music therapy in the fall, and I'm so excited for her. I can't wait to see the amazing things she will do and the people's lives she will touch as a music therapist. I'm happy to present the National School Choral Award to Maria Bisk. The Woody Herman Jazz Award honors outstanding jazz students. This year's recipient was in band and jazz band all 4 years. He came in as an alto sax player, but at that time, we had quite a few altos, and we were going to be without a bari sax player. So I approached this individual about possibly switching and playing the bari sax moving forward. Well, he flourished on the bari sax, and I'm pretty sure he grew to absolutely love it. He just got better and better over time and made a huge difference in our band and our jazz band. He also happens to be a very nice young man. He's goofy and funny, and he always has a smile on his face, and everyone he meets is his friend. His love of music and the Barry sax will continue as he plans to play in college as well. The Woody Herman Jazz Award goes to Stephen Johns. The Louis Armstrong Jazz Award honors the most outstanding jazz student. This year's recipient was in concert band and jazz band all 4 years. Having her in multiple classes for the past 4 years has just been wonderful. Gaining confidence each year, she improved immensely. She took on a bigger leadership role her junior year when she became the head of the trumpet section in both concert band and jazz band. Whoever plays lead trumpet is a really, really important person in any musical ensemble, and I say that, of course, as a trumpet player myself. This definitely holds true for our jazz band. She did an outstanding job leading the trumpet section for the last 2 years. Aside from her playing abilities, she truly is a remarkable young lady. She is as nice and respectful as they come. She's a person of high character, and her future is surely bright. The Louis Armstrong Jazz Award goes to Sydney Walden. The Patrick S. Gilmore Award honors outstanding high school band students and their achievements and commitment to the band. This year's recipient has been such a big part of our music program for the last 4 years. He has done just about everything he can do in terms of music at Jabot. He was in chorus for a year, jazz band for 2, liturgical choir for 3, and concert band all 4 years. As a music teacher, it brings me great joy when I see or meet people who have been profoundly impacted by music, or people who have music be an important part of their lives and who they are as a person. The individual winning this award today loves music. I can't count how many times he would come to the band room during his off mods and sit down at the piano and just play. He was playing for pure enjoyment. It relaxes him. It helps him relieve stress and anxiety. Music is a big part of his life, and he was a big part of our music program. He is also a very nice young man, and you could always count on him to say some off-the-mark comment that would make everyone laugh. He will be missed. The Patrick S. Gilmore Award goes to Hayden Bilton. Last but not least is the John Phillips Sousa Band Award. The John Phillips Sousa Band Award honors outstanding dedication and superior musicianship in a high school band. It is given each year to the most outstanding student, and it is the highest honor for band students. In order to win the Sousa Award, you must be more than just a talented musician. You must set a good example for others, be a leader, be dedicated, go above and beyond. Band must be really important to you and something that you make a high priority. This year's recipient was in concert band and jazz band all 4 years, and liturgical music for 3. When I think of overall talent and one's mastery over their given instrument, he is clearly above the rest. I'm pretty sure he's the best bass guitar player I have ever had in the Jabot band and jazz band. Music is definitely a big part of his life. He owns multiple string instruments, mostly various bass guitars, of course, and will often play his bass for hours and hours on end. Just listening to him doodle is pretty impressive. He listens to a wide variety of music and has many different influences. He is a very driven individual and is sure to be successful. As a band member, he was never late. Rarely, if ever, did he miss a performance. He did whatever it took to learn all his music and play it well. He was a leader by example, and overall, just an outstanding band member. As a person, he is top-notch. You will not find a nicer, more mature, more respectful, and more hardworking young man. It is my pleasure to present this great award to Jacob Durr.
Thank you, Mr. Ruppel, and that ends our Fine Arts Department. Before we continue with academics, I'd like to let the parents know and grandparents that if you'd like any of these slides from the presentation that Mrs. Tate has put together, just email her, and she can send you a slide of your favorite daughter and your favorite son at the moment. Okay, so now I'd like to call forth our English department, Mrs. Haley Kovarik, Mr. Dave Schauer, and Miss Julie Lansing.
Good evening. Every school year, Mr. Schauer and I begin our English 3 class with a personal narrative, which in this case we ask students to contemplate a life event that has shaped them some way thus far, and they have to write a 3 to 5 page essay on it. So before we get into the really structured research, persuasive, those type of essays, we want to know more about them as a person and what makes them who they are. So tonight we have 4 winners of our personal narrative award between our 2 classes. First is Connor Carty for his untitled personal narrative. Third place is Guadalupe Nunez for her essay, The American Dream. Second place is Blake Powers for his essay, In a Moment. And first place is Manuel Manis for his essay, A Holiday a Dream Couldn't Improve. Thank you.
I'll be presenting our next 2 awards in English. The first is our Outstanding Writer Award, which is presented to a student who did exactly that. They had outstanding writing over the course of this year. This student impressed me from day one. As an English teacher, you can always tell which students are good readers because they make the best writers. And she treats her writing like a craft, paying meticulous attention to word choice, structure, and flow. Every word is intentional, and the effect is intoxicating, and she's a powerhouse. I'm not the only one who noticed this student's exemplary ability. This afternoon, we acknowledged that she entered her creative nonfiction piece, Hooked on a Hobby, to the St. Louis University Undergraduate Writing Contest and was awarded 2nd place, an achievement, like I said, that she was recognized for this afternoon. It's with immense pride that I present her another award for her work this year. Elsie Conjardo is our 2023 Outstanding Writer. me to present our Excellence in English Award is the very woman who is named after. First, I'll read to you what the inscription on the plaque says. So, recognizing 29 years as DeVoe Catholic High School's beloved SLU English teacher who revealed the power and beauty of words, inspired a love of literature, encouraged creativity, and empowered critical thinking and self-expression. The recipient of this award reflects Sister's special gift with the written word. For the last 3 years, the senior student to whom I presented this award, coincidentally or perhaps not, went on to major in an English or writing field. But this year I didn't have any poets or journalists in my bunch. But actually that made selecting the recipient that much harder because the competition was really, really close. I had a lot of high quality candidates to choose from. But the senior whom I selected for this award ultimately earned it through his endurance and engagement. He has a great analytical mind, a willingness and eagerness to turn over the rocks and dig deeper into stories and themes and connect them to our world today, and a brilliant persistence to be the best student of English he could possibly be. He was truly willing to learn, and I hope he carries those lessons with him and the great things he will go on to do. So it's my pleasure, along with Sister Elaine, to present the Sister Elaine Freund Excellence in English Award to Drew Schmall. Thank you all so much.
Thank you to our fine English department, and now it's time to call up our math department. And while they're doing that, I'd like to say special thanks to Dennis Reeder for jumping back in our time of need and picking up geometry.
Alright, so if you don't know who I am, I'm Mr. Andy Scare. I've been algebra teacher here for, I don't know, a couple years now. So I'm going to start off with the Algebra 1 Award. We started a class about 10 years ago now that we called Advanced Algebra 1. And the winner of the Algebra 1 Award typically comes from that section of algebra. This year I actually couldn't decide between two students. Obviously these students are typically going to be ones that have pretty high percentages in the classroom, but also it's not just about who has the highest grade, it's who has the biggest thirst for knowledge, who works the hardest, who wants to learn the most. And that's all part of it too. So, and these two individuals go about it in different ways. One is very quiet in the classroom, is very studious, is if she's ready to answer a question if I call on her. And the other one raises his hand every time I ask a question and wants to answer. And both of these are tremendously valuable students within a classroom context. So, Algebra 1 Award winners this year are Paul Ott and Gabrielle Miller. And in my time here at Jabot, one of my favorite classes to teach is our Advanced Algebra 2 class, because you get to know some of our young, really brilliant students, and you get to start a relationship and maintain a relationship with them throughout their entire high school career. This year, our Advanced Algebra 2 Award, our Algebra 2 Award winner, is a freshman. She this year in that class, there's only about 5 or 6 freshmen. It's mostly sophomores, but she is another one that is very studious, wants to learn, understands all the concepts, and the grade takes care of itself. Obviously, again, she's towards the top end of the gradings, most of the time as well. So the Algebra 2 award winner this year is Claire Kessler.
What Mr. Skier said, it's not necessarily about the person that has the highest grade. Is that what you said? Yes. Well, my geometry, it's about the person that had the highest grade. He didn't miss too many problems over the course of the year. I think he made it till early in the second quarter before he missed the problem. So I thought it was pretty clear cut who had to be the geometry award winner. Our geometry award winner is Owen Haney.
Hello, I'm Barry Parks, and I've got the last two. The first one is for College Algebra Trig, and basically that's a class where they get to take 2 college classes and not get college credit for it. This year's winner was outstanding all year long, never below 98%. Always was prepared, and I couldn't think of when in a class like that, you're going to have several very good students, but he was head and shoulders above everybody else, and that's Drew Small. Before Drew walks off, I have one more thing to say about Drew, and that is I didn't get a chance to mention it earlier today, so I'm going to say it now. About a month ago, the Academics Challenge team was at Eastern Illinois University competing for the state championship, and the team fell a little bit short. We ended up getting second. However, in the physics category, we had a state champion, and that was Drew Small. The second presentation I have is for calculus. Calculus, they do get college credit for it, and as you might expect, there are a number of excellent students in the calculus class, and it really came down to a choice for me between 3 students who had done well all year long. And I finally came to a tenuous decision. They kept asking me, and I finally said I have to make up my mind. And on Tuesday, when they took the final exam, this person that I picked got 100%, which is one of the first times that I ever had somebody get 100% on a calculus final. This year's winner is Nate Boyd.
Alright, so I'm back up here to recognize one of our seniors with the Drex Frazier Excellence in Mathematics Award. Drex Frazier was a math teacher here at Jabot from 1995 until his death in 2002. And he came here after teaching years in the public school system, and he was quoted as saying, teaching at Jabot, was teaching heaven. So Drex Frazier made a tremendous impact on our school. He's had many descendants come through here, children, grandchildren, and it has had a very lasting impact on the math community here at Jabot. So the Drex Frazier Award goes to someone who has been excellent in math for 4 years. They maintain a high grade point average throughout, is very studious in every discipline, math included, and this year's winner of the Dress Fraser Memorial Award is Sydney Wally.
Thank you to our fine math department. Next up is one half of our science department. This is Karen Asbury, and the other half's over here, Mr. Aaron Martell, who's been running the PowerPoint presentation. So now it's time for Science Awards.
Thank you. I'd like to start with a quote from Charles Darwin, famous for his theory of natural selection, who wrote, "I've always maintained that men did not differ much in intellect, only in zeal and hard work." Mr. Martell and I are here to present the Science Department Award, even though he's just going to sit there and look at me. There are several young people here tonight that have achieved a level of success in science at Chabot because of their zeal and hard work. I'm sure all of these young people will accomplish amazing things in their chosen fields because of their focus and enthusiasm when faced with a difficult mission. There are 2 awards that the Chabot Science Department gives to seniors at the end of the year. The first is the Outstanding Science Award. To receive this award, a student must take 8 semesters of science classes and have over a 4.3 GPA in science. From biology to advanced chemistry to honors physics, honors anatomy, or college biology, these 6 students have done just that, pushing themselves, studying long hours, and striving to be the best. It is my pleasure to present this year's Outstanding Science Awards to Jacob Drewer, Andrew Felker, Nate Navoy, Emma Schmidt, Drew Schmall, and Sydney Wally. There's one recipient for this year's Ann Limestall Excellence in Science Award, the second of the Science Awards. To achieve this award, a student must take 9 or more semesters of science courses and maintain a 4.0 GPA in science. I've spent a lot of time with this recipient. She has spent time with me in honors anatomy and even survived college biology. She has continued to prove Darwin correct in applying hard work and zeal to her studies, and by doing so have achieved great things. I'm very proud of her and know she will accomplish amazing things. It's my pleasure to present this year's Ann Limestall Excellence in Science Award to Abby Groman, who's not here tonight. I'm very pleased to present the next Science Award. This is the 3rd year we're able to present this scholarship, which is the Excellent in College Biology and Chemistry Scholarship. Dr. Jim Carrere has graciously decided to donate a monetary scholarship to 2 of our top science students. Dr. Carrere has a granddaughter at Chabot and was so impressed with our science curricula that he decided to fund a science scholarship for our top 2 science students. To obtain this scholarship, a student needed to take the college-level biology course and the advanced chemistry classes and maintain top grades in those courses. I've personally witnessed the hard work and dedication these two have put into college biology, like getting homework done way before it's due. And I'm sure Mr. Martell will concur that they have worked equally hard in chemistry. I have the honor to announce the runner-up in the Excellence in College Biology and Chemistry competition who will be awarded a $200 scholarship is Emma Schmidt. The winner of the Excellent in College Biology and Chemistry competition who will be awarded a $1,000 scholarship is Sydney Wally. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Asbury. Next up is our Social Studies department, my favorite department. I'm not their favorite person. Whenever I come into their class, this is my area, and I always want to hijack their class.
I think we need some walk-up music for this, but that would be a student-led thing, and my reputation, they probably play the music every time you see Darth Vader. In regards to that, obviously we saved the best for last as far as department social studies. And no student cheered, so that's been noted. First award I will be here to present, I'm Mr. Meehan. Obviously, I will be presenting the American Citizenship Award. As far as that award itself, obviously it is going to be going to a student in civics who presents and demonstrates good moral upstanding citizenship and values and things like that, strives for justice, equality, exemplifying the Jabot mission statement itself. Please help me in congratulating that individual, Avery Herman. I got cooties, that's why. Next award I'll be presenting is the Social Studies Scholar, which will be going to a student in Advanced World History. As far as that recipient itself, they present great historical knowledge, offer insight, perspectives into the issues that historians face to this day. They have a very solid base of reasoning, argumentative skills itself, and they always contribute to the topic, even when I'm not even asking a question. That recipient is, and please help me congratulating them, James Tebow. And now I'd like to turn over the mic to my friend and colleague, Mr. O'Brien.
Hello everybody, I'm Mr. O'Brien, and since I'll be taking you home tonight, well, actually the next part of the program, trying to make this as quick and painless as possible, just please don't fall asleep, okay? So the first award I am presenting is for the junior in SLU US History who showed the most academic initiative overall in our final research paper and also throughout the school year. The recipient is thorough in communicating their ideas, sharp in their execution, eager to receive and build upon feedback, exhaustively interrogates their source material, and commits themselves to improving their writing skills, finding their true voice in the process. In addition, the recipient of this award demonstrates enthusiasm for engagement with our country's multifaceted past and the perspectives that have built our understanding of it. The student may or may not be watched by me to ensure they continue on their current path. Be warned, whoever you are. So that is why I am proud to present the SLU History Scholar Award to Hope Pullman. The other award I have is like the SLU History Scholar Award, but given to seniors in SLU World History. Most students in SLU World History are familiar with the expectations of SLU US, and it is for them to continue rising to the occasion and reach higher than they had before. Now that I've been at Chabot for a minute, I've had some time to watch the growth of our students and get a sense of how they've come to find their own argumentative voices throughout their coursework. The student I am presenting this to thoughtfully answered many deep prompts and always sought new avenues to expand both everyone's roles and discussions and their own already substantial knowledge of the material. And they're looking right at me. Great. They always strove to improve even when their work was their absolute best. They reminded me that one of the best rewards for a teacher is seeing their students engage with critical issues for the benefit of all who have a stake in them, which is, well, everyone. And so I eagerly present the Excellence in World History Award to Drew Schmoll.
Thank you to our wonderful social studies department, my colleagues. Next we move to the Service and Leadership Awards. I would like to call up our assistant principal, our athletic director, our director of security, transportation, discipline, and on, to make the next presentation, Mr. Jim Montgomery.
The Impact Live Student Award Program has to do with donating blood and saving lives. In order to win the award, students must earn 6 credit hours. This can be done by either donating blood, volunteering at a blood drive, or coordinating a blood drive. Chabot senior Jack Whiteman earned his Impact Life Award this year. We want to take this opportunity to recognize him for his accomplishments. Jack was informed that one of his donations went to New York, so Jack is saving lives literally all around the country. Thank you, Jack, for saving lives.
Thank you, Mr. Montgomery. Our next award that we present tonight is the President's Volunteer Service Award. We have a student amongst us who was notified last week that AmeriCorps is honoring her for completing the Hobie's Leadership for Service 100+ Hours Challenge. Hobie stands for U. O'Brien Leadership. Maria Bisk has logged over 152 hours of approved volunteer service to her church and community. As you all know, the world right now is suffering from a lack of volunteers. There's not enough people stepping up. We make it to the couch. Sometimes that's all the farther we get. We take care of our needs. We need to look around us. So tonight we thank you, Maria. We hope to keep this attitude of service learning and service leadership going with you throughout your entire life. Maria Bisk. Next up it says Principal's Appreciation Award. It's good to be the king. It's also good to be principal. And when you walk in, like I walked in on November 28th to a very scary task, not knowing what I was getting into, there were people there for me immediately. Not only in the written word, but in action. Our school at that time was technologically challenged. The internet wasn't working right around school. They ran around testing and checking and actually cooperating with our supplier CTS to help us have our service here just where we needed it. We had computers go down. They had them fixed before I could order new ones. But one time, one of them was out of school and I ordered a new one. And he came in on Monday and checked around. He said, cancel that order. So we saved $1,200 right on that one. They took over our commons. They made our 3D printers sing and dance and walk and talk. They got the CNC machine working. And we're going to really miss the heck out of these two special technology experts tonight, Tyler Wally and Nate Nivola. Every good leader has strong women in his life. I have several of them. I'm very, very grateful for that. The next award is the Leroy Deal Scholarship, established in 1983 by Mr. Deal's family in his memory, and is a way to encourage and inspire young people to continue the legacy of Christian service so important at Jabot Catholic High School. Mr. Deal served on the first committee to explore the possibility of a new Catholic high school way back in 1965-66. He was a member of the Jabot School Board at the time of his death. He had served 3 terms as a board member and was board chair twice. He organized the finance committee and served as its chair. He also founded the annual Booster Fund and was instrumental in establishing the Oktoberfest auction. Mr. Deal also provided much of the original landscaping at Jabot. And since this is a memorial award, I would like to mention that this year is the 100th anniversary of his birth. And Leroy was a member of my mom's grade school class. So we have deep connections, loved him dearly, very proud of this award. This award is awarded by the faculty to a sophomore or junior student who best exemplifies the spirit of Jabot in academic achievement, Christian character, leadership, and service. The recipient of the 2023 Leroy Deal Memorial Scholarship is already actively involved in Jabot Theater. This young woman is also a volunteer at heart. While participating in some of Jabot's service organizations, Hope for Tomorrow and the International Club, she also volunteers for parish fundraisers in her home parish of St. Mary's in Chester, as well as in the Medical Explorers with Memorial Hospital. We are so proud this evening to present the 2023 Leroy Deal Memorial Scholarship to Elsie Conjardo. The American Legion School Award Program is next. Youth are often awarded for their scholastic achievements, but the American Legion believes they should also be praised when they demonstrate strong qualities of character and good citizenship. That's why, since 1926, the American Legion has recognized such students with its annual School Award Medal Program. Each year, Waterloo Post 747 awards one boy and one girl from each school with a Certificate of Distinguished Achievement and medallion. A runner-up award is also presented to one boy and one girl from each school with a Certificate of Honorable Mention and a ribbon. Those who receive an award exemplify 6 qualities that define character, and these are courage, honor, leadership, patriotism, scholarship, and service. The 2023 runners-up from Jabot Catholic High School include this young man who's an outstanding scholar, especially in math and science. He's a valued member of the Scholar Bowl and Jabot Academic Challenge teams. He understands the importance of using his special talents to benefit the school community by putting his technical expertise to good use on the Sound Squad in the Jabot Catholic High School theater program as a musician in band, setting up sound for our liturgies, and as a runner in track and cross country. The first 2023 American Legion runner-up is Nathaniel Neville. Though this young woman serves and spikes the volleyball with vicious force, she actually has a soft place in her heart for others. Her compassion is not just a feeling, it is a lived part of her faith as seen in her active involvement in Jabot's service organizations such as Students for Life, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Stomp Out Suicide, and Hope for Tomorrow. For her senior project, she answered the call to make a real difference in the lives of people far away in need. Though it meant moving far beyond her comfort zone, she joined a group of her classmates to work in the Dominican Republic. She has also demonstrated leadership skills in her role as yearbook editor for 2 years and as a member of the Student Activities Executive Board. The second 2023 American Legion runner-up is Abby Roman. The winners of Distinguished Achievement tonight, this young man is a quiet leader who took the initiative to volunteer in a program called Impact Life, in which he worked to increase contributions to the local blood supply. He serves his fellow students and school community through his involvement in Stomp Out Suicide, Students for Life, Ambassadors Club, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and SCOPE. He too took his volunteer spirit to the Dominican Republic for his senior project. And on another interesting note, he is the first student in 51 years who has read the certificates he's received that I have signed and asked me what the L stood for in my middle name. He is one unique, wonderful human being. The winner of the 2023 American Legion Award is Jack Whiteman. This young woman has also been actively involved in many different facets of student life at Jabot. She challenges herself academically, excelling in the top math and science classes, and demonstrating intellectual curiosity in all her work. She shares her musical talents in band and jazz band. She's also a skilled artist. She's demonstrated her leadership skills by serving as Vice President of Student Council and as a class representative. Despite this rigorous schedule, she takes time to participate in her parish youth group, volunteer for parish fundraising activities, and has made 4 trips to Cairo, Illinois, to help those in need. The second winner of the 2023 American Legion Award is Sydney Walker. The final service award presented tonight is named for Father Charles Hellrung and Father Edwin Hustedde, 2 pioneers in Catholic education in Jabot's history. I can still smell Father Hellrung's cigar, and I can still recall very happily seeing Father Ed Hustedde pitch. Father Hellrung was the first native of St. Peter and Paul Parish to be ordained a priest. He served as pastor from 1946 to 1970 and as principal of St. Peter and Paul High School here in Waterloo, Jabot High School's predecessor. He had a lifelong dedication to Catholic education and was instrumental, along with Father Ed Hustedde, in making the dream of a new diocesan high school a reality. Father Hustedde worked tirelessly as Jabot's first principal, whether it was using his green thumb to beautify the patio, researching the latest theories in education, teaching religion classes, coaching baseball, supporting students in their athletic and fine arts events, or leading fundraisers. In this spirit of lifelong dedication to Catholic education, the Hellrung Hustedde Award is presented each year to an adult in the Jabot community whose commitment to the school and the students has been especially generous and ongoing. From the day Mary Beth Shear Babcock moved to Columbia in 2006, my life has never been the same. She opened my eyes to the arts as a school principal, and the arts found in acting. As a member of the Screen Actors Guild, she had the credentials, and I paid attention. After establishing herself in Columbia and at ICS as a director like no other, Jabot Principal Russ Hart made one of his finest hires in 2010 with Mary Beth, establishing a model theatrical program which he soon would spread to Columbia Middle School and Columbia High School with summer productions for young and old alike by way of Actors Attic. Mary Beth, simply put, grows kids. The points scored on the stage equal or exceed some of our greatest sports and academic accomplishments. And these skills and accomplishments last a lifetime. Mary Beth, in the name of Father Hellrung and Father Hustedde, you are truly deserving of this Jabot Achievement Award. Next up, we'd like to call up our outstanding, and again, you don't get to see what I see behind the scenes, but the job of an athletic director actually makes you pull your hair out. Sorry about that. But anyhow, really, how he juggles schedules and juggles buses not working, dropping everything for a bus that quit up in Belleville to get kids to a soccer game out in Carlisle, whatever. The things he does behind the scenes, the ordinary citizen just doesn't know about. So I'm very proud to call up right now Mr. Jim Montgomery to present athletic awards for us.
Good evening, my name is Jim Montgomery. I am the athletic director here at the high school. And I'm up here this evening with Marie Davis, our assistant athletic director, to recognize our student athletes for their many accomplishments during this school year. In the process of preparing for tonight, we were able to determine that 75% of our students have participated in one or more of our interscholastic sports programs. That is a tremendous participation rate, and I am so proud of our athletes for getting involved. It's often been said that sports are the other half of education, and students involved in sports build more and healthier social relationships. They tend to do better in school, and they learn lessons that help them be successful later in life. So students, thank you for being a hawk and getting involved. I also want to take this opportunity to thank our parents. We realize that your son or daughter's involvement in sports begins long before they get to high school. So thank you for supporting them and preparing them to be a successful part of our athletic programs here at Jabot. We couldn't do this without you. And I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to our coaches. In fact, if you are part of our coaching staff, I'd like you to please stand up right now. If you're part of our coaching staff, head coach, underclass coach, thank you all for everything that you do. I was working with some numbers the other day, and I took our average coaching stipend and I divided it by the number of hours that a coach puts into an average 3-month season. And all I can say because you guys must really, really love Jabot Catholic. And please know that we feel the same way about you. We love you as well. Okay, our first group that we're going to recognize tonight are four-year letter winners, and of course these all come from our senior class. These individuals got a letter their freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year, so they were very committed to their programs. The first one that we will recognize is Annie Marie Alvarez for golf. Caden Augustine for basketball. Maria Best for tennis. Daniel Darren for baseball. Trey Fabi for golf. Andrew Felker for soccer. Regan Gerdison for cross country and soccer. Jackson Gedeke for soccer. Abby Groman for volleyball. Cameron Hanvey for basketball and baseball. Charles Matthews for bowling. Owen Meckler for soccer. Isabella Purcell for softball. Emma Schmidt for basketball and softball. Andrew Schmoll, golf. Hadley Schneider for tennis. Zachary Tayon for soccer. Jocelyn Thomas for soccer. Sydney Wally for soccer. Tyler Wally for baseball. Jack Whiteman for golf and bowling. Big thank you to our seniors for their four-year commitment to their sports program. We appreciate that. The next group of athletes we will recognize are triathletes. These are student athletes who earned a varsity letter in 3 sports during the course of this school year. First athlete is Andrew Altus, and he's a junior for soccer, basketball, and baseball. Hudson Blank. Hudson is a junior. He lettered in basketball, baseball, and swimming. Connor Carty. Connor is a junior and he earned varsity letter in basketball, track, and swimming. Hope Chambers. Hope is a freshman. She earned a varsity letter in volleyball, basketball, and softball. Tyler Ferdich. Tyler is a sophomore and earned a varsity letter in golf, basketball, and baseball. Jackson Gedeke. Jackson is a senior, earned a varsity letter in cross country, soccer, and volleyball. Camille Groman. Camille is a sophomore and earned her varsity letter in volleyball, basketball, and soccer. And her younger sister, Carmen Groman, who is a freshman, and Carmen earned a varsity letter in volleyball, basketball, and soccer as well. Max Keevan. Max is also a freshman and earned his varsity letter in golf, soccer, and volleyball. Noah Kaninger. Noah is also a freshman and earned his varsity letter in golf, bowling, and baseball. Charlie Lumpkins. Charlie is a sophomore, earned her letters in cross country, cheer, and track. Charles Matthews. Charles is a senior and earned his letters in cross country, bowling, and track. Libby Mesh. Libby is a junior. She earned her varsity letters in golf, basketball, and softball. Emma Schmidt. Emma is a senior. She earned her varsity letters in volleyball, basketball, and softball. Dustin Swindle. Dustin is a junior, earned his varsity letters in golf, soccer, and volleyball. Michael Wessel. Michael is a sophomore and earned his varsity letters in soccer, basketball, and baseball. And Jack Whiteman. Jack is a senior and earned his letters in golf, bowling, and track. We also want to take this opportunity to recognize Emma Schmidt, who was our St. Louis Post-Dispatch Scholar Athlete. That came out on the 16th, which was Tuesday, so check the Post-Dispatch. Every high school in the St. Louis area had a Scholar Athlete. Congratulations to Emma, she was ours. Emma was also our IHSA All-State Academic Award nominee, and that's what she's receiving her plaque for here. So congratulations on that as well. Great job. this time we will announce our most valuable player awards for each of our programs. Our first one is for baseball. This player was leader at the top of the order for 3 years. He has over 100 hits and 100 runs in his career. This season he is at or near the lead in hits, runs, walks, average, on-base percentage, and stolen bases. As a pitcher, he has 7 wins, 5 complete games, 2 shutouts, and leads the team in ERA. He is unquestionably the leader of the team. MVP this year is Cameron Hamby. Next MVP award is for boys basketball. We have co-MVPs. Our first MVP led the team in steals, second on the team in assists, an effective floor leader, and an extremely disruptive defender. He's a 4-year varsity starter, 3rd-team All-Stater, and he single-handedly got us on the ESPN. Our first co-MVP is Cameron Hamby. Our second MVP led the team in scoring average with 17 points a game. He shot 43% from the 3-point range and shot 55% from the 2-point range. He exemplified the meaning of hard work, and he earned first-team All-State honors. Our second MVP is Caden Augustine.
Okay, for girls basketball. This young lady had a positive attitude and was a role model on the team. She was at every practice and every game. She had to play post and battle hard with some very talented athletes and gave everything she could every night. Her willingness to play JV when the coach needed her to do so is another example of her team-first mentality. There wasn't anything she wasn't willing to do so that the JV team would be able to play. Even as a varsity starter, she was willing to dress and sit the bench for JV in case someone got hurt and she needed to go in. You can't teach heart and desire, and she was the heart and soul of the team. Her positive attitude and maturity when the team suffered numerous injuries at the end of the season was greatly appreciated. The girls' basketball MVP is Libby Mesh.
Boys bowling. This individual is a 4-year varsity bowler whose knowledge of the game grew each season. He increased his average by 40 pins over his 4-year career. This year he averaged a 147 with a high game of 210 and a high series of 496. He showed up every match and every practice, ready to work and ready to get better. This year's MVP in boys bowling is Charles Matthews.
Okay, for girls bowling. This young lady showed a strong commitment and dedication to her sport. She has been chosen as an MVP due to her knowledge, advancement, and commitment to the sport of bowling. Mia had both high game and series for the team, which came during the regionals. She had a team high game of 224 and a team high series of 588. She finished the regular season with a 142 average, 13 pins higher than her freshman year. So yes, this MVP is only a sophomore, and we can only imagine what she can still accomplish in the next 2 years. The bowling MVP is Mia Petruzza. Okay, for cheerleading. This cheerleader served as one of the team captains. From the beginning of the season, she was eager to help our new cheerleaders learn all the sideline cheers as well. The team looked to her for direction. Throughout the season, she maintained a positive and encouraging attitude. She was super positive and motivated. The cheer MVP is Kylie Brugel.
Boys cross country. This year's MVP was a first-year runner, but he trained hard over the summer to prepare for the season, getting up and running before his workday began. He was considered the team's strongest runner. He came to practice every day ready to work hard and improve. This year's MVP in boys cross country is Nate Levoy.
This 4-year varsity runner was an experienced runner who was dedicated to improving. She was viewed as a team leader. She was the fastest runner. She ran an outstanding race at regionals and advanced to sectionals where she ran on a very windy course. The girls cross country MVP is Reagan Gertison.
For boys golf, this junior is a 3-year varsity starter. He averaged 39 for 9 holes and shot an 81 at the sectional tournament. He qualified for the state tournament this past season by finishing 11th overall at the sectional tournament, and he will be playing 18 tournaments over the summer, so he should come back next season on top of his game and ready to advance to the state tournament once again. The MVP for boys golf is Colin Jazz.
Okay, for girls golf. This golfer is a considerate and kind person who helped her fellow players on and off the course. At the end of her freshman season, she said, "Coach, I will work hard and be a better player next year." She came back her sophomore year and improved her game a lot. Her average for the fall was 44.5 per match. She shot as low as 35 for 9 holes and never went over 50 in a regular season match. The girls golf MVP is Elena Ojero.
Boys soccer. This individual was the team captain. He finished the season with 4 goals and 4 assists for 12 points on the season. He was always the first in a drill and the last to leave. He was a hard worker who never quit and consistently provided a stable force on the field. The MVP for boys soccer is Jackson Geddick, who is not here this evening.
This soccer player was the true definition of a most valuable player. She played all over the soccer field this season. She was the first one at practice and the last one to leave. She dedicated 4 years to her craft, and at the end of the season, she made all of those around her better players. This senior captain had 7 goals, 3 of them which were game-winning goals, and 4 assists. The impression she will leave on the underclassmen will be something that will not go by the wayside. Our 2023 girls soccer MVP is Sydney Wally. Softball. This softball star had a 400 batting average and a 449 on-base percentage. She caught 5 different pitchers. She also called all the games in which she caught. This young lady impressed the coaching staff with her knowledge on how to pitch hitters. The softball MVP is Emma Steibel. In tennis, this year we have co-MVPs. Our first MVP played at the top of the lineup, both at #1 singles and as the #1 doubles. So she faced the best players every match against other schools. As a senior, she demonstrated leadership to the entire team by watching the rest of her teammates once she was done playing and being a positive role model for the girls. Her overall winning percentage was 55% with a total of 11-9, going 1-1 in the sectionals. Our first tennis MVP is Maria Bisk. Our second MVP played #2 singles and lost just 1 match during the season. She played #1 doubles with Maria as her partner, with the 2 of them only losing 3 matches. As a junior, this young lady hustled and exhibited a never-give-up mentality, particularly during her 3-set win at sectionals. She quietly accumulated the most single wins and best winning percentage with a total of a 15-5 record with an overall percentage of 75% wins, which is very impressive. Our second tennis MVP is Sydney Sargent.
Boys track also has co-MVPs. Our first MVP is a school record holder in the 400. He scored at every meet and won the 400-meter race 7 times over the course of the season. He also had the second fastest times on the team in the 100, 200, and 800. And no surprise, he led the team in points. Our first co-MVP of boys track is Ryan Biffer. Our second MVP is the school record holder in the triple jump. He scored points in the triple jump competition in 6 of the 7 meets where he competed. He also owns the fastest time on the team in the 100 and 200 events and had the farthest long jump on the team this year. And he was second on the team in points earned. The second MVP for boys track is Nate Nevoy. boys volleyball, which I think you know is the program that we just started this year. So it's in its inaugural season. Our first MVP for the program played all 6 rotations, which means he played all the time. He was number 1 on the team for serve receive and number 2 on the team for digs. His hitting attempts was nearly double the amount of the rest of the hitters. He was the floor captain and the team's go-to player all season. MVP for boys volleyball is Blake Powers.
For girls volleyball, this captain is a 4-year starter on varsity. She reached over 1,000 digs along with 816 kills and 506 serving points in her career. She played many positions as needed, setting, hitting, and defense. She received the following honors by being named to the following teams during her senior year for her outstanding play. She was named to the Illinois Prep Volleyball's Top 150 High School Players 2022, News Gazette All-State Team 2022, First Team Republic Times, 2022 All-Metro Girls Volleyball Team. She helped the team over her career win 2 regional titles. She also came back from knee surgery and killed it and helped her team to a sectional title that season. Our volleyball MVP is Abby Gorman.
I could probably ask if there's anyone in this building who does not know that we hold the unique, distinguishable honor of being the first state of Illinois high school basketball champ in Monroe County. Would our state champs please come forward, along with their coaches, for a little presentation, a little memory of what happened to them during the course of this season. So if you played basketball on the varsity this year, or if you were the manager, come on up. If you were, yeah. Is Brian here? Brian's not here. Okay.
This is a little wall hanging. It's just a keepsake, but it's got on it every basketball game they played. It's got every score. It's been proved 5 times.
first awards, I cannot think of this first award the individual is named after without remembering what joy she brought to the school, how she used to ride around Jabot's hallways on her bicycle. Sister Mary Bernard Brown, she always called the freshmen her little onions because they always made her cry.
Hard work, perseverance, commitment. These are all things that are important in being a dedicated athlete. This young lady demonstrated dedication by working hard, putting in extra time either in the gym, the weight room, or on the pitcher's mound to become the best athlete she can be. She showed dedication by being at every practice and game, working hard by giving everything she had to make her team succeed and help be a leader and role model to the underclassmen. She persevered through injuries to get back out on the court, the golf course, and the softball diamond. Dedication is being committed to a team 100% of the time. It is the willingness to step up, help the team, and put the team first. She was willing to do what her coaches needed her to do for the betterment of the team and put the team first, herself second. The true meaning of commitment and dedication to her teammates and a true leader. Our most dedicated female athlete is Libby Mesh.
This award is for the most dedicated male athlete. It's often said that the only one who puts in more hours than the athletic director is the principal. Well, we might have to add this athlete's name to that list. I looked up the definition of dedicated, and it says, to devote yourself wholly and earnestly to a purpose or cause. Check. This young man has been driven since he began at Chabot. He had a goal. It was not going to be easy, and it was going to take a lot of work to achieve it. That did not deter him. In fact, I would argue that this year he actually raised the bar on his training and preparation. Earlier this year, the school did an upgrade to our security system, and for a couple days I had to reissue key cards. He was in my office the next morning, and I think he was upset because he missed a workout. But the hard work and dedication paid off. He was a big part of the school's first ever state basketball championship and was named first team All-State. I think it proves beyond a doubt that hard work pays off. The winner of this year's most dedicated male athlete goes to Caden August.
Sportsmanship is an important aspect of athletics. It will often reveal a player's real character in a pressure situation and their ability to be a good sport. Simply put, sportsmanship is a choice. For this young lady, the choice is easy. She does the right thing by keeping her attitude positive no matter the outcome of the game. Her morals and high character make for quality leadership, on and off the court or field. She is well respected by her teammates, coaches, and opponents due to her respect and kind nature towards others. Even though she spent part of her senior year hurt, it did not stop her from being at the practices and games with a smile on her face and ready to support her teammates. Our Female Sportsmanship Award goes to Emma Schmidt.
This one's Sportsmanship Vale. This year's recipient of the Sportsmanship Award has a lot of adjectives that apply. He works hard in practice, and he competes hard on the field. He can be quiet, he's humble, he's well-liked by his teammates, and in fact, he's well-liked by his classmates as well. He's quick to smile and radiates a positive attitude. He may get upset with himself and push himself to improve, but he does not take it out on others. I'm not saying he doesn't have a mean bone in his body. I'm just saying in 4 years, I've never seen it. I had the opportunity to have this young man in class. He's a great kid. We've even had a chance to spend some time together after school, which was nice. The winner of this year's Male Sportsmanship Award goes to Jackson Gedeke. And our last of the major awards this evening for sports is the Bernie Moffitt Award. The Bernie Moffitt Award is presented each year to the male or female that is voted on by the coaches and the administration for being the best overall athlete in the school. Now, as you know, Jabot is small but mighty. We have a lot of good athletes, many of whom we have recognized here this evening. This year's recipient is certainly a very worthy candidate. This athlete stepped into a varsity role as soon as they arrived on campus as a 15-year-old freshman, and he has never looked back. He has been instrumental in the success that our sports programs have enjoyed during his high school career. And somehow you always felt like things would be okay if he was involved in a play. One way to judge an athlete is how they perform in big situations. And there is none bigger than this year, when he made what was arguably the most important play in the history of our basketball program, hitting a three-pointer at the buzzer to send us on to the state tournament and ultimately to a state championship. A play that was seen nationally on ESPN that same night. This young man is a winner in every sense of the word, and it is an honor to recognize him as this year's Bernie Moffitt recipient as Best Overall Athlete. The award goes to Cameron Hannon.
Thank you, Mr. Montgomery, and thank you, Mrs. Marie Davis. I really appreciate our athletic department. All the texts I've gotten this year keeping me abreast of the scores, what's going on, what I need to say the next day for my announcements. I don't know how you could live without them. So their attention to detail is just invaluable. In talking about being invaluable, there's a lot of unsung heroes in our world. We all know that. They use their talents without any compensation. But in this case, this individual allowed parents and grandparents and fans to follow the Hawks at home as we streamed games and matches online. Two of those fans approached me and wanted to give just a little recognition to say thanks to Todd Bisk for allowing them to follow the Hawks through COVID these past 4 or 5 seasons. And for many of the basketball games and volleyball games, they were unable to attend, but Todd so generously provided. And Todd has already trained Maggie Balone, and I'm sure we have individuals at home tonight following along, watching tonight's presentations because of the talents Todd has in getting Maggie ready and even donating the equipment for this. So I'd like to have Todd come forward, please, and ask for a round of applause. Todd Bisk. The Regional Office of Education, ROE 45, to which we belong, presents certificates each year to our retirees in grateful appreciation for their service to the youth of our area. The ROE is our connection to the Illinois State Board of Education, and to me, they've always been a great resource. So tonight we have several retirees we want to honor. So Diane Korzine, would you please come up? Oh, sorry, no, sit down. Excuse me. I had other instructions to go backwards, and so my mind is backwards. Just understand. The kids know I have a grasshopper brain. So let me start this way. Andrea Bisk, would you please come up? Andrea has served Jabot Catholic High School very, very well as development director for the past 8 years. 9. You sure? We'll fight about this after a while. Okay, 9 years. Okay. What she has done working in the development office has allowed us to not only pay our bills, but it's helped us to dream, to keep up with the times and technology, and all those teacher wish list items that teachers need in order to become better teachers. Where would we be, Andrew, without your efforts to bring in donations that even help every student's tuition here? I did some small numbers before I came in tonight. She's worth over $1,600 to every student through the development funds raised. Andrea, congratulations, and we'd like to have you be our first tonight to ring the bell. Next up, Mary Beth Shear Babcock, would you please come up? What else can I say but what I did during senior night at Freaky Friday? Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far. That's why, Mary Beth, you're incredible, and to us so unforgettable. That's why we hope we're unforgettable too. Please come up. given Jabot students the gift of language for the past 23 years and has also served us well as varsity Scholar Bowl coach this year and assistant coach for many, many years, while keeping the scores table right where I stand accurate for so many games. Like Diane, she is a thread to Father Ed Hustedde, and we will miss you, Pat. I present to you the certificate from the ROE and your belt. I sure hope you did. She's waiting for me to talk, and I'm waiting for her to arrive so she can be up here. There's been so much said about Diane. She's a dear personal friend to me. I've said it so many times. My thread to Father Ed runs as strong as hers, and she did me the greatest honor in my life with Father Ed and calling me the day before he died so I could go visit with him. Friday morning, June 3rd. He died the next day. That's how close a friend Diane has been to me. I have tremendous respect for her, for all her accomplishments, for her love of Jabot and love of the students. So your legendary status here will stay these 43 years. And that direct thread to the vision of Father Ed Hustedde has held us together, along with all the key teachers and the alumni graduates that know what Father Ed's vision is. Vision is ethereal. It's way out there. You know, you can't grab it or put it in a sack, but you know it when you see it. And this school does have vision. This is a school like no other. Diane, you have made God smile through the arts for Jabot. Come and ring your bell.
Sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Kish, but I have one more thing to do as well. When our superintendent, Mr. Birdsong, told us that Mr. Kish would be taking over as principal for the remainder of the year, I believe Diane Corzine said it best: our prayers are answered. How incredible it must feel to be the answer to so many people's prayers. Mr. Kish always says God speaks to you right where you are, and I believe God gave Mr. Kish to us right when we needed him. And he also says that he feels he owes a debt to Father Ed for the life and career that he gave to Mr. Kish. And Mr. Kish, on behalf of Jabot, we believe that debt to be paid. So please join me in thanking Mr. Kish for his service to Jabot.
As they say down in Houston, the eagle has landed, but here the hawk has landed. Thank you very much, Haley, and thank you, faculty. I couldn't have been blessed anymore how people just jumped in and saved me. But it started with the students. That very first email I got, it was this long and that wide from one of my seniors. You know who you are. because I grabbed you right away and pulled you out of class and said, something's got to be wrong with you, or something's got to be very, very right with you. Right, Nate? Yeah, he jumped in right away. And so many of the other students, too, made me feel at home. So it's been a blessing here. It's been a gift. And I always kind of judge my year by how few parent phone calls I've had. And I've had very, very few, and the ones I've had have been very good, even when we were disagreeing, because those calls were calls of loyal opposition, which Father Ed taught me. It's okay to disagree. We don't have to all believe and do the same things to get along. We have to respect each other. As I told our students so many times, Jesus is so smart, he never said, like one another. He said, love one another. We can love one another. We can't like one another because that don't work all the time. So at this very moment, on this very, very special day where we're honoring all our students and honoring retiring faculty members, the Bishop of the Diocese of Belleville, Michael McGovern, has also honored Jabot Catholic High School with the naming of a new principal. Would you come forward, please? Mrs. Sarah Lannon. When the announcement came out today, I had several faculty members ask me, is she going to be okay? And I've known Sarah a long time as a colleague, professionally as a principal. And I said, there's only one little thing wrong with her. She laughs at my jokes. But I really like that. So, Sarah, I'm so proud of you. And I know you're going to have a great time here. I'm hoping that you have as much fun as I've had. And in the morning, you just cannot wait to get to school because it's that way every day for me, honestly. So Sarah, would you like to say a few words?
Thanks, Mike. I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to come tonight and see all the amazing things that the students are done. I'm just blown away by the sports programs and the athletics and the staff. So I am so honored to be the next principal here. I have big shoes to fill. But I'm excited and I can't wait to get started and meet all of you. So thank you for the warm welcoming, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.
I think that concludes tonight, but before we do that, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father and good God, thank you for all the honors received tonight. Thank you for the gifts and talents that we've shared with others to make your world better. Help us to carry those things that we've learned forward. Help us to pay it forward so that those in the future coming to Jabot will be helped by our good deeds, by our time, our talent, and our treasure. So everyone who wants to come to Jabot Catholic High School has a chance. Grant us a good night's sleep so we can do your work tomorrow even better. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.